Everybody, Mike here, baseball collector, and his amazing friends, like Spidey and his amazing friends when I was a kid. Tonight, I'm joined by some of my amazing friends. We're doing a little live broadcast just to do a hangout and talking the hobby, talking baseball, talking. I've got some different guys. I'll let them introduce themselves in a second, but I got a football TTMer in here. I got a primarily basketball guy, and I've got a guy from Kentucky. So that's as much of a diversity I can create. So we're trying this four-way deal here. We're going to kind of see how this goes. None of us have ever done this before, so we appreciate patience as we deal with some technical issues. I'm going to let the guys talk a second and introduce themselves, and we'll get talking.
What's up, Mark? Live on Saturday night. We're going to talk some baseball, maybe some cards. Have a good time.
Hey, what's up, Garrett Card Cutter? I have no idea why I'm here. Mike's paying me $20 because no one else would show up.
That was expensive, $20.
All right, it's Andy. She blinded me with refractors, and unfortunately, I was not paid $20 to be here, so I'm going to need to renegotiate.
You have to pay me $20. So, everybody, we can see y'all's comments on StreamYard here. Can you guys see the comments too?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, so we got Rob Roby's here, Mike, Canadian Cards, another Mike, as if we need another one of those in the community. And Top Spinach 11762, which is I just went blank. It's not Rick, I don't think. It's oh shoot. Top Spinach, what's your first name? I totally went blank. You sent me an email. It was really cool. I just can't remember your first name off the top of my head. I don't like doing that. Who gets the super chats? Well, I guess I'll have to split it 4 ways. That kind of sucks.
Hey, just when in doubt, and in this community, just call him Mike.
There you go. Brian. Thank you, Brian. Man, I'm sorry, dude. What's up, Scott? Mike O. Too many mics. So this is going to be pretty cool. Again, this is kind of new, and we're going to try this out. We had as many as 6 guys on the other night, and it turned into an absolute cacophony of sound. So we decided just to do 4 of us tonight. This is something we want to do kind of regular, and there we go. So, Garrett, since we've kind of gotten started, tell him what you want to do a giveaway tonight, don't you?
Yeah. Hey, he wants to show y'all this poo real quick that he just got. I was trying not to laugh, man, but I got this poo sticking right in the corner of my face.
Oh, great.
Say bye.
Bye-bye.
Nice. Yeah, this is the baseball right here. Major League Authenticated Game Used Baseball. From May the 2nd, 2011, the San Francisco Giants at the Nationals. Pitched by Tom Gorlansky to Buster Posey. Fouled back to the screen is what the authentication says. So if you're in the chat, Mike will figure out a way and you'll be entered in to win this ball, and I'll ship it out sometime in this next week.
So if you want the ball, just put a comment below, and we'll mention this a few more times. We're going to do it towards the end of the live stream. Just say, I want it. I would like the ball. I would like Garrett's
the balls.
Say, I would like Garrett's balls, and you can have a chance to win the ball. So the Yankees won today, right? They're up 2-0 now.
Yep.
Yeah, man. I was watching that freaking inning, and what was that, like the 3rd inning or 4th inning? They just went off nonstop. I think Judge had like 2 hits in the inning. It was like one of those innings where you could have left and went grocery shopping and came back and they were still in the inning.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the Yankees, I think what really worried me about them in the postseason was all the strikeouts, but they're going against Minnesota, who really doesn't have a lot of strikeout pitchers. They have a lot of guys that allow you to put the ball in play, and the Yankees, they tend to put the ball out of play. So, yeah, they're looking good so far.
Hey, do a shout out to that pitcher.
Mark, what do you think?
Yeah, I think they're going to cruise against the Twins. I don't think they might sweep them. It's a 5-game series, so one more, yeah, it's a sweep. So, yeah, they're going to move on for sure.
I read somewhere that pitcher, and I can't remember his name, that was pitching for the Twins, like started the year out in A-ball, being an Uber driver. Also, I don't know if that's truth to that. That he went from A, AA, AAA into the major leagues to start game 2 all in 1 year. That's a pretty good year.
That's a pretty cool story.
Yeah, it was on ESPN. It said he had like a 4.99% Uber rating. Also, I was like, there's some analytics you don't see every day.
Very good.
We got a few people in here.
We got 27. So let's keep them entertained, or else they're going to leave. So
One of the comments was, we were talking about last night, a few more boxes and we'll have the Brady Bunch.
Yeah,
I've seen that comment.
we had it going the other day. So
what do you guys think about like this round being only 5 games as opposed to 7? Do you guys like that or no?
Yeah, I like it.
I think the postseason's long enough as it is.
Yeah.
And so I think you'll still get the better team typically in a 5-game series as you would in a 7-game series.
Yeah.
So,
I guess I'll be that guy. I don't like it personally. I just like to be uniform and everything the same. If the other rounds are 7 games, and this one should be as well. That's just my thought on it. But you also don't want it like the NBA playoffs that go on for five months either.
Yeah.
that was a great opinion, Garrett. That was an awesome opinion.
Yeah, I was prepared too.
Whoa.
Oh, man.
Man, you really told me we're gonna
Hey, I'm ready, dude. I'm ready right here.
Wow.
You're good. You got all kinds of signs ready to go, no matter which direction.
No, they're all just going up.
So
Yeah.
Andy can make a bad opinion. You're still just gonna go, that's that guy's fault. So
Just turn it.
Yeah, I'll be like, man.
wrong way. You
I'll
gotta
point at
go.
somebody else. Yeah, I'll point at somebody else.
Just like the dating game.
Both of the national series are tied 1-1. How do we think those are going to end up? What do y'all think? Mark?
I think the Braves are going to pull that out, against the Nationals, and they'll go on to play the Dodgers, and I think the Dodgers are going to go to the World Series. But the Braves, I like the Braves. They got lots of young players, Acuna and Ozzie Albies, and Austin Riley. Of course, Freddie Freeman's tearing it up again. They got good young pitching. Michael Soroka here, and Max Stride. So, I mean, and their bullpen's a little bit weak, but I think the Braves are pretty solid.
I agree.
I'm pulling for the Nationals, but I was kind of like yesterday's game. I was like, why in the world did they bring in Max Scherzer to pitch like an inning? Can anybody explain that to me?
I saw the highlights of that too. I didn't get to see the game, but I think
Right. But I mean, I think ultimately the Dodgers are probably the strongest team in the National League. That's kind of who I expect to make it all the way to the World Series. So I don't really necessarily like the Dodgers, but I do like Clayton Kershaw, so I kind of pull for him.
I think I'm going to go with the Braves and the Dodgers. I mean, baseball is definitely not my thing. Those are two bigger markets, and man, the Braves seem like they have so much young talent. And I think Major League Baseball is trying to make more of a push like the other big sports to kind of premiere their young studs to get younger people in. So I would imagine Major League Baseball would probably want the Braves and Dodgers to win, and that's who I personally think will win this round. And
Are you saying the fix is in?
No, I'm not saying the fix is in, but I don't know what I'm saying, Mike.
That's
The best teams are going to make it.
You almost never know what you're saying. That's great.
Yeah, there's no fix, man. But I mean, I'd rather see that personally than the Cardinals and the Nationals.
Man.
Even though Soto's a freaking stud.
What do you think, Mark?
anybody but the Cardinals. That's the only team in baseball that I can't watch. I for some reason, ever since I was little, I never liked the Cardinals. I can watch anybody else, but Cardinals, I don't know, for some reason, I just don't like them.
I love that opinion, Mark.
Yeah, it's crazy. I guess number one, their uniforms are red and their name's the Cardinals, and I hate the Louisville Cardinals, so they're the St. Louis Cardinals, so I gotta hate them too.
By default, I have to hate them.
Yeah, I don't even wear red. I don't wear a red shirt. I won't wear a red hat. I won't drive a red car.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, as a Cubs fan, I understand the hate. So,
Yeah.
So
Dean Gearhart says it's going to be the Dodgers and Astros in the World Series.
I'd agree.
Yeah.
yeah. Nick Gurr needs a shout out apparently, so we're gonna give Nick Gurr a shout out. Why not?
Nice.
Scott, you need to leave because until tomorrow night after the Cowboys beat the crap out of the Packers, we're not friends right now. So you need to leave. And let's see what else we got.
oh, speaking of that bet, Mike, I'm like totally on board with Scott. By the way, on that bet.
What? Are
Yeah.
you serious?
Yes. I'm a Packers guy too, and I hate the Cowboys.
Oh my gosh, I thought we were friends.
Wrong again.
This is where you use your idiot sign and point it up because I'm an idiot.
Well, I didn't know we were having props, so I didn't have anything ready.
All right. I should have said I'll give a Nick Gurr shout out if I get some super chat money. No, just kidding. I'm not Cavs family, right?
Yeah, don't get the super chat started.
Yeah, let's
Your
not.
beard looks moist, it says, Mike. That's from his extra job that he does.
See, look in the chats. Look at all the people that are like for the Packers, man.
Dude, I'm a Cowboy fan.
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, I'll back you up on this.
Garrett's a Texans fan, so he doesn't even have a dog in the fight because his team sucks. So
I like the Texans. They have a good team.
Yeah, they just can't jive very well as a team, man. They have talent. They just can't put it all together.
So are y'all so do y'all prefer NFL or college football?
Oh gosh. I mean, honestly, like in college football, like I'm a huge OU fan, so I watch every OU game. But in college football, there's just like a big time lack of parity. Like most of the games are going to be like 30, 40-point games. So, I mean, I love to watch OU, but I would actually probably prefer the NFL if I just want to watch a competitive game because there's just, they're going to be better games for the most part.
Yeah, I personally like the NFL. But as far as if going to a game, definitely college, man. So I've only been to like 2 college football games, but holy smokes, man, there's just so much to see and so much going on. I've been to a handful of NFL games, and the atmosphere's there, but it's not at the level of college.
Right.
Mark?
Yeah. I think I would. I like college better, just by a smidge. But I mean, for me, being a Kentucky fan, almost every football game Kentucky plays now is pretty competitive, and we don't expect them to win. And when they do, it's so exciting. Like last year being 10-3, just crazy because they've only ever done that one other time, and it was in like 1977. I was like 5 years old. Of course, I don't remember it. So, but I love the SEC, watching SEC football. So, but I like watching the pro games too because I do the fantasy football thing on the NFL. So both of them are fun to watch. I would say I'd give college the edge by just a little bit.
Yeah, I'm a both guy, like Scott said. I just definitely love football, like period. Like, and I've been to games at OU. I've been to games at Auburn. I've been to games, obviously, at TCU, at the Air Force Academy when I went there, at Wyoming, all sorts of places. And the college atmosphere, like Garrett's talking about, is unreal. The passion that they have for their school, I think, way exceeds any rabid Cowboys fan, or it's just on a whole nother level. Maybe there's just more of it, that passion than in a pro football game. I don't know. Just that's my opinion.
You see, Scott in the chat was talking about he does both, but then when it comes to basketball, he likes college basketball way more than the NBA. Man, I cannot get into college basketball during the regular season to save my life, man. Now, like March Madness, that's different. That's very, very exciting. And I'm definitely not a basketball guy at all, and I'll watch March Madness and the finals. But I can watch some NBA regular season, not college basketball.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that, Garrett. And I think in college basketball, what's really hurt them is all the one and done guys. You don't have, like if you're a fan of one of these better programs, I mean, you're only going to see these kids like 1 year.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, it's just not the same as it was, when I was growing up or you guys growing up. And
yeah, there's no longevity at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was growing up watching Kentucky, I mean, you watch these guys for 3-4 years. You got to know them. You knew, you knew them as soon as you saw them. You knew them. You knew where they were from. You knew their stats. And now, just right when you're getting ready to know them, they're gone. But I just feel like in Kentucky, college basketball is king because we have no pro sports here at all. So down here, everyone just loves college basketball, and I like college way better than NBA. When I was younger, I loved the NBA in the 80s and early 90s, but I can't even watch NBA anymore. I mean, they play no defense, just up and down the court. I don't know. I like college game way better than the NBA game.
I think the NBA now is more about players than teams. Like,
Yeah, super teams.
You got LeBron and even like here, Luka. Like nobody really cares about the Mavericks. We'd love to see him win, but it's more about watching Luka, or any of the superstars in the NBA. It's become a superstar league. Steph Curry or Kevin Durant, or you have a super team like the Warriors, or that's all it's about.
Can we talk about Kevin Durant?
We won't talk about him. I'm sorry, but before we get to our next topic, which I think Scott brought up a great question, and Joey's asking a question. Garrett, talk about the ball again because there's a bunch more people in here now. We're doing a giveaway tonight. Garrett will tell you about it and tell you how to enter.
Yeah, just a game used Major League Authenticated Baseball, fouled off by Buster Posey against the Nationals years ago in Washington. So we'll do the giveaway later on in this live feed. Did you see, where was that? Scott had a good question about, do you think college players should get paid?
I was just thinking that too. That's a good topic.
My personal opinion is I don't think the university should pay them, but if they get paid by endorsements, I mean, a lot of these dudes are doing endorsements, and I don't know who's getting the money. Supposedly it ain't them, but I mean, it's not right for people to be getting money off your back. You know what I mean? Jersey sales, that's another thing I don't like is these schools making money off their jersey with their name on the back, the athlete's name on the back, because now you're making money off of me, and there's a fine line of, yeah, you're giving me a $200,000 education, whatever it may be, and work and playing for free, but there's a fine line there for sure.
Yeah, I tend to be on the side, and I'm not saying that I'm not necessarily saying that the school should pay them, but I wouldn't have a problem with that either because, you hear stories about like when Johnny Manziel was at Texas A&M, they would have him sign a football. They auctioned it off for $50,000. I mean, he doesn't get any of that money.
Yep.
And then, like you have the coaches for these teams. Some of these coaches, like in college football, they're getting $5-6 million. Nobody's coming to watch the coaches.
Yeah, everyone's getting paid, but the players.
Right.
Here's a great comment from Gary. Aren't they getting paid already, i.e. scholarship? What do y'all think?
Yeah, that's very, very traditionalist. A lot of people think that, and see, another thing to think about is you want to talk about, okay, say we let them get paid. So these quarterbacks and running backs and wide receivers, are they going to get paid the same as the center and left guard and so on and so forth? Like no one is paying the left guard of Iowa to do a Ford pickup truck commercial. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I think that bill that they passed California, I think it's a good thing. I think they should be able to get paid for their likeness. I think they should be able to go out and get endorsements. Think about this, guys. If this actually does come true or whatever, while they're still in college, these guys could like sign with card companies, and there could be like college basketball cards, college football cards, college baseball cards come out, and you get some guys that are really young, cards that come out. I think that would be pretty cool actually. To be able to get a Zion Williams rookie card of Duke when he was actually playing in college, I think that'd be pretty cool. It's a great way for him to make some money too. I mean, a lot of these kids don't have a whole lot of money, and for the universities to be making money off of them and them not have any is really not fair.
So what do you think, Mike?
I don't think they should be paid. Look, they agreed to to create this relationship, right? I mean, some of them are forced to because they can't go straight to the pros anymore, but out of high school, so they're kind of forced into it. But like you said earlier about basketball, it's only a year. In baseball, they can get drafted right out of high school. In football, they have to play 2 years now? Is it 2 or 1?
You have to be like 2 years removed from high school
or whatever. So it's just, look, if we want to, they have their whole lives to make money. Now, maybe they can get hurt. I get it. There's a short window, right? You don't know when you're going to do, if you can get your money, you should get it, but don't be in school, leave. But that's not my wish, or my thoughts about it aren't going to happen. They're going to start getting paid. And
yeah, like what JY said, they should feel free to make money off endorsements is what I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Basically, that's what this new bill is, where they can make money off.
But California just passed it for them, but
yeah, but it's not going to take effect until 2023.
Yeah, good old California.
And the NCAA. What do they think is going to happen is actually the government's going to get involved and pass a bill for the whole nation or whatever. Because if you have California does it and Kentucky doesn't do it, then they have a recruiting advantage.
Ooh, that's a good point. I need Texas to pass that so TCU can start recruiting some players.
There you
go.
I think the problem I have with them not getting paid is these guys, they're not even, in a lot of cases, they're not even allowed to have a job during school.
Not.
So, I mean, there's anybody else that's on that campus. If you just have a regular academic scholarship, I mean, you can do whatever you want. You can have a job, right? So, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I think a lot of these athletes, they dedicate so much time to the sport, and they're supposed to be full-time students. When the hell are they supposed to get a job?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough quandary for sure. It's funny how I called this Saturday Night Live hobby talk, and we haven't talked about the hobby yet.
Bring up something hobby-wise.
Well, I want to bring up something about how Garrett and I were talking earlier, and I watched Eric Those Back Pages video, and I want to throw this out to you guys. He was at the New York Comic-Con, which is a completely different genre than we are in sports cards or autographs or whatever memorabilia. And he was at the Funko table showing the Funko booth or whatever. And it's this crazy madness, not akin to the Topps booth at the National or anything. It's just not even it's on a whole nother level of crazy. And then Garrett earlier showed me this guy's channel. I don't want to tell what I can't remember it anyway, but Garrett, don't say it because then everybody will leave the live stream and go watch Funko videos. But the Funko, this is here's my point. Funko Pops are a relatively new thing. The last decade or so they've been around, maybe less. And it's become, this guy, his channel had over 50,000 subscribers. And we can't, biggest YouTube channels, aside from Jabs and Packer Cards 87, are all I think the most you can kind of get to is maybe 5,000 would be a big number. So why do y'all, what's the difference? Why Funko is so popular? Why baseball cards not? Just on YouTube, just as that as being a metric for the popularity of that collectible.
So I'll tell, I guess, the group kind of what me and you talked about earlier, Mike. In this channel, I showed Mike because the dude was so creepy. It was just very, very, like I thought Chris Hansen was going to pop up behind him. Very creepy. To Catch a Predator. And I was like, this dude has a ton of freaking views, man. And so I think what it is like I have 4 kids, and every day, one of them, or actually all of them, are on YouTube doing one thing or another, watching people play games. My youngest will watch kids play with toys instead of playing with toys. And so on and so forth. My older ones will watch sports or what have you, what is it called? Army Fail and all this other stuff. So it's YouTube, I think, as a whole is kind of a younger demographic. And then Pops is a younger demographic. So you kind of have those two together. There's already younger people watching YouTube for probably a vast majority. And then you have Funkos as well, where sports cards as a whole, I think they're getting better about targeting a younger audience. But as a whole, it's kind of an older crowd. That's just my thought on it.
Well, quickly, nobody can type on there. Apparently, nobody knows how to spell Funko. We got Fusco and Funky, and but Mike O makes a good point. Here's his. I'll show it again. Here's his quote. This is so cool that I can do this, by the way, to highlight a comment or something. But so you're right. Funko covers all this, pop culture stuff. You got Funkos of almost everything, and I think Jason's idea of Funko popping Garrett would be a great idea. But Andy, what do you think?
Well, I mean, I definitely agree with what Garrett was saying. Like, it's definitely YouTube, I think, as a whole is a younger crowd type of thing. And yeah, I mean, like I know tons of adults that collect the Funko Pops, but I mean, like if you're a kid and you go into like a toy store, and you have a choice between, a couple of packs of football cards or, like a toy, a Funko Pop, something like that. I mean, most kids are probably going to choose the toy. I mean, I know we might be the oddballs that would choose the cards, but I think that's just kind of like there's just sports, as popular as sports are. I mean, there's certain pop culture things that are just like so much bigger than, the stuff that we do.
Mark, you got a thought?
Well, real quick, if you don't mind, Mark, it makes me wonder, like in 20 years from now, how much can these Funkos reach, man? Like, I think right now, as we sit right now, we might be like, oh, that's silly. But man alive, like who would have guessed these baseball cards, cardboard would be as much as they are nowadays?
Yeah.
I don't know what a Funko is.
You've probably seen them at Walmart or Target.
I've actually seen them, but I've never picked one up and looked at it real close. But I mean, I agree. There's such a broad spectrum of them. There's sports Funkos, there's movie Funkos, there's TV show Funkos, there's entertainment Funkos. There's just a million of them. So it's pretty broad. There's a whole lot more of it. There's a whole lot more of those than of course there's cards, but I think it just appeals to a more of a mass audience than cards do.
Greatest comment of all time.
We're all laughing, Mark, at DeVitok's comment.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's why.
I don't know how true that is, but it's pretty awesome.
Jeremiah said the Funko doesn't even look like the player. That is so true. Like, it doesn't even look like it's literally a face with black eyeballs, and you're like, it's just silly. I mean, I don't even understand it, quite frankly. But
are they worth money? Is there rare ones versus common
Yeah.
ones, stuff like that.
Yes.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, see, I was watching a video the other day, and I think I was telling Mike, like, this guy, he bought a mystery box or mystery pack, of Funkos, and I think he had like 4 or 6 of them in this box, and he pulled out a Tony the Tiger Funko, and he about lost his mind, man. He was like, "Oh my God, this is like $400." And I told Mike, I'm like, I don't even think I've ate $400 of Tony the Tiger my whole life, man. Like,
Does anybody ever take them out of the box? Every time I ever see I see them like in backgrounds and things like that of other videos, because I watch like old school arcade videos, and those guys have got them, but they're always in the box. Does anyone ever take them out of the box and mess with them or anything?
I think they're kind of like the old like starting lineups that we grew up with. Like, if you take them out of the box, they probably lose all the value. So.
yeah, like now the starting lineups, if they're out of the box, they're $1, and if they're in, they're $2.
Yeah. It's like, you lose
Don't
50%.
want to lose that value there, man.
Yeah, you lose 50% by opening it up. You're right.
Check it out.
And we thought, I remember back when we thought those were going to be like big time.
Who is that, Mark?
That's Eric Davis. They got Eric Davis and a Wade Boggs.
Hey, did y'all see what Michael did on his contest reveal where he had the Vlad Guerrero bobblehead sticking? It was just funny. If you haven't seen that, you need to watch it.
Hey, unless you got something, Mike, I had a topic I wanted to talk about.
Roll with it, man. Go.
So I just seen a video the other day, and I forget the guy's channel, but he talked about whose cards had the most value or potential to rise during these playoffs, these baseball playoffs. So I kind of wanted to get y'all's opinion. I think Judge definitely could bounce back up. I think with his injuries over the past year or 2 years, you've seen a small recession in his prices. And then, I don't know, can Soto get any hotter or his prices go any higher? You know what I mean? So I'll turn it over to y'all.
Yeah, I think he can get hotter. And I think the guys that I think could probably, go up the most would probably be the younger guys, Soto, Acuna, Bellinger, Judge, Glaber, those guys. Because those guys are already like really hot. So yeah, if they, if somebody wins like a, World Series MVP or something like that, yeah, I think they would just, yeah. And I do think that Soto still has a lot of room that he could go up. Like, I think he's going to be pretty special, I think, over the long haul.
Yeah, I think all the young guys too.
Go ahead, Mark. You go, Mark.
Guys, especially there are more people are going to watch the playoffs in the World Series. So if like the Braves, if they made it to the World Series and Acuna does awesome, his stuff is high right now. And it can only get better because he's just going to get more exposure. And people are going to see the actual numbers he put up this year. He almost did 40-40. He might have got 40-40 if he got hurt at the end of the year. But I think just by getting some exposure to these guys and people seeing what their regular season numbers were, how good they actually were, I think that there's definitely room for Acuna and Alex Bregman. Heck of a player. He might be top 3 MVP in the American League. Soto, of course, is awesome, but I think Bellinger needs some love. His stuff is kind of cheap, actually, for the year that he's had. If he did something spectacular in the playoffs or World Series, maybe his stuff goes up because his stuff is. You can buy his Topps Chrome rookie card for $10 on eBay, which is, I think, the year that he put up the numbers he put up, it should be a whole lot more than that.
Okay, I'm going to respectfully disagree with both of you. Not that I don't think that the younger players can make their stock rise, their card values rise, but I think the guys that can really take it to another level there's like 4 pitchers that I'm thinking of: Justin Verlander, Kershaw, Cole, and Greinke. They are guys that have had long career, because you kind of come in, you're hot, then you kind of your values kind of go down because everybody's used to you being in the hobby, no matter how good you are. And I think they have an opportunity to kind of reinvigorate the hobby community on their. I think they say
you were saying.
I don't know what I was saying now, but I think Verlander could just be, especially Verlander and Greinke. Whatever. All right, you ask another damn question.
Another guy I think of is Bregman. I still think Bregman's hobby is really underpriced for what he's done, and I don't really know why. I mean, Houston's not a huge market, but it's not exactly small either.
Houston has that. I think the thing with Houston, they have so many good players like Springer, Correa, Bregman. I mean, and then you got of course, the pitchers.
The pitchers are ridiculous.
It's easy to get, and then Alvarez. I mean, like we didn't even mention him, and like he's been probably going to be the rookie of the year. Oh, nice. Okay, there we go.
Dude, that looks like a big toe, dude.
I'm not an artist, that's for sure.
Y'all remember when AJ Hinch played when he was a catcher for the Athletics?
Sure.
Yeah, I would never guessed. Like, he's really, really good manager. Who would have thought?
He's from Midwest City.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure is.
Yeah.
Catchers usually make pretty good managers.
Yes, we do.
Oh,
We're pretty smart.
I
Catchers
can't even manage this feed, dude.
Oh.
Getting out of hand. I would say of the younger guys, though, BF Golf, I mean, Bregman's still cheap. I think Glaber's very underappreciated in the hobby. And, I think you got these higher guys like Soto and Acuna. It's just nuts. What about like a guy like Ozzie Albies even that could come in and dominate a series? He's largely already forgotten.
He batted 298 this year, 20 home runs, 80 some RBIs. He's solid, but Acuna gets all the attention.
Yeah, he gets all the attention, man.
I like
Mark says, hey, wait a second. I was told 9 p.m. Central I'd like a refund. Yeah.
You have to refund his super chat. Whoa, what was that?
What?
Yeah, he does kind of have a reputation for not showing up on big games. That's for sure.
Yeah.
He really didn't pitch that bad though, and I didn't think he did in that game. Did you guys? I mean, did you guys watch it?
I'm saying just as a career whole.
Oh yeah. I agree.
All right. What other brilliant question do you have, Garrett? Come on, you're driving the conversation here. So a football guy driving the baseball conversation.
Hey, that was it, man. They just put up stats of Bregman against Trout, man, and I didn't know Bregman had he was right up there with them, man. I think his average was higher, had more RBIs and 4 less home runs than Trout did this year. But everyone seems to be just wanting to hand Trout the MVP. And I don't know if it's going to be that easy. I'm sure Trout will get it because it's Trout. So when in doubt, Trout it out. But I just don't know if maybe he deserves it personally.
I mean, I think he should get it. I mean, but he probably should have 4 or 5 already. I mean, really. I mean, he's been the best player for 7 or 8 years in a row, really. And he only has. Does he have 2 or 3?
3.
2?
No, 2.
Just 2, right?
This will be his 4th, I think. Here, let's find out. Let's see if this works. I'm going to show you guys what else you can
Only if one of us had a computer, man.
Yeah, right. I mean, how could we figure out how many he has?
All right, so we got Trouty here.
I'm surprised nobody's put it in the comments yet.
What we got here?
2.
Gary says 2. Yeah.
1, 2.
He's got 2, yeah.
But he's been second 3 other times. That's just crazy.
I mean,
Always 1 or 2.
you could make a pretty good case that he should have won a couple of those that he came in second.
Yeah. So, all right, here's another hobby question for y'all. I'm seeing in the comments, and there is so much talk. We are 300 days away still from the National in Atlantic City, and there are guys talking about it. You know, we're 9 months or 10 months away. Have y'all ever seen it where it's, you know, it's almost like it's over and they're already going, all right, what are we going to do next year? I mean, have y'all ever seen anything like this?
I think it's become more than just a convention, especially in the community. I think the more and more people that show up to their first national, it's very, very addictive just because of not only is it, you know, most of us are very, very passionate about the hobby, but then you have all these dudes that you've been watching and are your friends. And heck, I think I have like 50 or 60 YouTubers on my phone. I mean, how could you not look forward to that?
Yeah, I mean, I would totally agree with that. Like, it's not even. I mean, obviously, I think like in past years, I've went exclusively to buy cards, but this past year, this was the first time where I actually enjoyed just hanging out and meeting people more than really anything. And it's really like the only event of the entire year where you get that many of us all together in one place. So yeah, I mean, I can understand the excitement. I mean, I'm excited about it.
Hey, RJ, sorry, man. I forgot. I didn't see. It's hard to see what super chats. Thanks for the $1. I'll split that 4 ways.
Hey, and Mark sent $5. So
Mark sent $5. So
hey, and I talked to Mike, and I'm going to put it out here in front of everyone. And Mike's probably like, "Oh hell, what's he going to say?" But we're getting all this money together, and it'll go towards the national for our little get together that we're going to have. So
that's a great idea.
no one's going to pocket it. It's going back to all of us.
Hey, tell them one more time about the baseball.
Okay. We'll be giving away this baseball, Major League Authenticated Game Used Baseball, thrown by Tom Gerlansky to Buster Posey. It was fouled back to the netting. At least that's what the authentication says. And then we'll be giving away this here somewhere. Well, we're probably close to the end now. So if you want it, right, where are they supposed to say that they want this baseball?
Just put a comment that says, I want Garrett's balls. That's all you have to say. I want one of Garrett's
You said that
balls.
you would like the baseball. Okay.
Okay, so Mark, this year was your first national, and I was on. It was so awesome to meet you in person. We've been friends for a while, but to get to shake your hand and say hello, that's the coolest thing about it to me. What was your thoughts about it as you're walking around, seeing people that you've known only on YouTube for a long time?
It's cool because you just walk right up to them. They know who you are. You know who they are. You shake their hand. I mean, I was only there for one day, which kind of sucked. I wish I could have went to some meetups and stuff with y'all, but it was so much fun just meeting everybody. And actually, that's a big reason why I wanted to go. I wanted to meet everybody because when I had no idea what kind of cards I wanted to buy or pick up when I went there. The place is just massive, but yeah, if you haven't been, you got to go at least once. It's awesome. I mean, and I can see why people are already looking forward to next year because I mean, this year was so much fun. And like I said, I was only there one day, and it was a lot of fun.
Y'all keep talking. I'm getting some of the names put in here. So
I would say, like, what I think is cool and I thought was very different. So I've been to 3 nationals. I haven't been to a ton of them. And my last one was, 4 years ago, I think it was, Chicago. Not this past time in Chicago, the time before, so 3 years ago. And that was the first time that I was really big into the community when I went. And it was bananas because normally when you meet people, kind of your guard's up and everyone's like kind of reserved. Yeah, that happened for about 4 seconds. And then after that, it was guards were dropped. Everyone was talking just like we see everyone in their videos. Everyone was who we thought they were. And, man, it's just a great time. And I almost felt like a day at the National was almost very much 2 parts, where the first part is, cards and your buddies in the YouTube community showing you, hey, I found this card or that card, or what'd you get? And then at the end of the night, there's a whole nother part to look forward to, and that's hanging out with all the guys and shooting the breeze.
Who's going next year? Mark, are you going?
I'm not for sure yet. I'd like to, but I don't know. I don't know. It's probably going to be. I probably won't know until it'll be late before I know. It'll probably be next June before I figure it all out.
Okay.
Y'all going? Jared, you going?
Yeah, I don't think we're going right now. We kind of go back and forth, and I know Mike, man. Me and Mike are like extremely good friends, and we talk probably at least once a day, if not 2 times a day. We're like a bunch of girls, and he's telling me constantly, like, "You will go." And I'm like, "Okay, dude, you're on my bank account, man." So, my wife and I, we have 4 kids, and she's in college right now, so we're on one income. So I really want to do Chicago. She really wants to do Chicago. So if we splurge this year and do Atlantic City, we're not doing Chicago. And we just can't afford to do back-to-back right now. So we kind of made a decision amongst ourselves, not me and Mike, to maybe sit out Atlantic City and try our hardest to get to Chicago next year.
I don't like that answer.
I was just reading over here in the comments, and Jeff Airtime, he asked, is Eric Those Back Pages really that nice in person as well? Yeah, Eric, I mean, Eric's one of my best friends. Like, he's one of the nicest human beings that I have ever met. And yeah, he's pretty much exactly what you see in his videos. So that'd be my answer. What about you guys? What do you guys think?
Well,
Dove Sports said that Eric punched him and took his money. So apparently Eric is Mr. Nice Guy.
Okay, well, Mark has a different take on it, I guess.
He said, hey, be kind, except to Mark.
Right. Yeah.
You matter, except you, Mark.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Well, I'm like Andy. I've talked to Eric at least 4 or 5 times a week. He's a very good friend of mine. I get to say that I'm so blessed to get to say that a lot. I mean, Andy, you're a great friend of mine. Garrett, like you just said, we talk all the time. I have a lot of those friendships, and I would have never, ever, ever thought YouTube would do that for my life. It's so cool. But Eric couldn't be a better guy in person. He'll give you a big hug, and it's mildly awkward. You know, you try not to go tip to tip, but sometimes you can't help it. You just got to make it happen. So,
yeah, I mean, he's one of those guys. Like, honestly, this was the first year I'd ever met Eric in person, and as soon as I saw him and he saw me, it's like we already knew each other, even though we'd never met in person. Because we talk so much and stuff.
How'd you recognize it was him, Andy? I mean, he looks like just the average Joe.
Well, I mean, there was a couple of guys that were standing there, and I was trying to figure out which one was him. And Mike is like, "That's him. That's him." So yeah, okay, that's kind of how it worked.
Yeah, you see, Jason said, "Let's do a petition to have the National in Orlando." And this is like, it seems to be in the hobby, in the national community, like one of the favorite topics is where should the National be? I don't know if y'all want to talk about that. I definitely would love to see it in a new location. I liked it in Baltimore when it was in Baltimore. I know a lot of people said they didn't like it. Me and my wife had a blast, man. So what's y'all's thoughts?
How long have those 3 cities got the contract for the National?
I think Chicago, from what I've heard, and I could be wrong, has it for every other year for the foreseeable future.
So can I tell you a story about Rick right there, the guy I'm showing his comment?
Yes.
Is Vintage Oddball Cards. If you don't follow him, he's got a great new channel. He's one of the new guys. There's a whole crop of rookies. We can call them YouTube rookies. We just call them YouTube rookies. There's a whole new crop of them, and they're awesome. But Rick came up to me at the National, and he was one of those guys that said, and Andy can attest to this, it happened a few times where guys would come up and just say, hey, love your channel. Thanks for helping me get back in the hobby or reinvigorate my enthusiasm about the hobby. When somebody does that to you, it's the coolest feeling because it's why we all do this. We love to share our enthusiasm for whatever we collect. Garrett, mainly Hall of Fame football. Andy, kind of everything. But, Russell Westbrook. That's hard to say 5 times in a row fast.
Right.
Apparently,
Mark,
it's hard to say one time.
I can't even say it once. That's right. But, Mark, your passion for rookie cards and 80s stuff, it's just, people can, if you're real on your channel, people are going to see it and they're going to connect to it. And that's why we do it. It's so, so cool. I just love it, by the way. So, and you got to meet Mike O. If you've never met Mike O, he's at every national. You got to go up. He loves it when you come up and just, rub on his head. Like he's like a genie. You just rub on Mike O's head and say, I would like a Ronald Acuna rookie card, and out will pop a Ronald Acuna rookie card from his fanny pack. So
I will say, I did meet Mike O, and first off, extremely nice dude. But Mike O is not as talkative in person as he is on his channel. So, like, I'm very talkative. Like, what you see right now is pretty much me all the time. And so when I met Mike O, I thought he was going to be like super chatty, and I was like, oh, yeah.
You were surprised.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think if there was anybody that I met that was like really like any different than I thought they would be. The only person, and I've told other people this, I probably said it in a video before, but Bob Lewis was like way taller than I thought he was going to be for some reason. I know.
Can you talk about baseball collectors snoring?
I would rather not, to be honest. It was, no, let's not go there. That was awful.
Anybody? Mark, you need to bring up a topic, man. You've been just watching the goal.
There's a topic right there in the feed.
Yeah.
How do you guys determine what cards you would have graded?
Ooh. Hey, Garrett, why don't you talk about it from an audit? Because I think guys don't understand about autograph grading, not just, but either authenticating or grading the auto. Why do you think that's important to do, and how do you decide how to do that?
So me personally, like I think I'm more of an autograph collector than I guess card collector, even though I want all my autographs on card. So like a prime example is I bought this 1962, where's my camera? I moved it just for this. I brought this 62 Fran Tarkenton today. You can see it's off-centered. The edges are all jacked up and all that. So not the greatest card, and I definitely would not get this thing graded. But for me, as a autograph collector, like, this is beautiful, man. So condition isn't everything to me at all. So this is awesome. But now what is a big thing to me is that the autograph, or the ink on the autograph, is really pristine, if you will. So where a lot of people want that PSA 789 on a vintage card, I could care less. It could be a crease all the way through it, as long as the ink is good and it shows well for that. So I think that's kind of funny how I think someone like Mike, he wants his vintage cards, in a collector grade or so on and so forth, where to me, I could care less, man.
I think for me to answer that question, they were asking, like, how do you determine which cards to get graded? I mean, it really depends on what era we're looking at. First off, like, if you're looking at a modern card, the first thing I do on any card really is I look at the centering. If the centering is not good enough to get, probably like a 9 or 10, I'll probably just keep it raw. And then you're going to look for scratches on the surface, like on the chrome cards and stuff like that. But I mean, really, and it just kind of depends on what is your goal with this card. Are you going to keep it? Are you looking to resell it? I mean, if you're going to look to resell it, you're probably going to want a 9 or a 10 really to make it worthwhile. But if you're just going to keep it for your personal collection, I mean, and you just like the look of it slabbed, if you don't have a 9 or 10, I'd probably just look on eBay and buy one. You probably do it cheaper. What about you, Mark?
It's funny because I've never sent a card in to get graded. So, but I've got quite a few that I would like to get graded, but I'm actually, I don't know, I'm kind of paranoid about sending those through the mail. Thinking I might not get them back or might not get the same card back. But yeah, I've got some cards that I bought off eBay, some vintage stuff. Well, not real vintage, but some stuff that I bought cheap that I think if I did get graded, they would grade pretty decent and definitely increase in value. So for me, I guess I would want to get some cards graded that would increase in value. Because a lot of that stuff I've got a really sharp 1978 Eddie Murray rookie card that I bought in a lot with some other stuff for like $9. And that 78 card's really hard to get centered. And this thing's pretty dang centered and the corners are sharp. I think it would grade at least a 7, possibly an 8. If it graded an 8, it would be worth quite a bit of money because 8s in that card are pretty hard to find. And the 9s are almost impossible. So yeah, I think if I was to get something graded, it'd be just to make the value go up on them.
That's fair. I grade a lot of cards, especially my autographs. I send a bunch to Garrett, or I've sent some, not a bunch. He's got guys that send him a bunch of stuff through Slab City. But the ones I've sent, I just want them authentic. I think the auto is clean. I want to get a nice auto grade. The card condition is less important. I want the card protected. And people, I think, undervalue the protection that a slab can provide, no matter what the company is, except GMA, if you ask Filmington, which was a great video he did.
Yeah.
But I think that protecting the card, look, I don't know why it is. I can't explain this. Cards and slabs look awesome. I don't know. Hey, finally. Garrett is good. I need to get us at least doing the drawing for the baseball, because I know Garrett's got to take off in a minute. We're almost at an hour, and our goal was to do this about an hour, so we want to kind of keep it where we'll do this again, guys. So don't worry about it. If you're watching now, we're going to try to do this, try to get different guys on and kind of do a little rotation here. Before I do the drawing, I want to thank each of you guys for taking time out of your evening to come on here and just chat and hang out. So thank you guys.
Real quick, before we sign off, I want to answer Canadian Card's question. He asked me, have I ever sent off a TTM basically for authentication and it come back not authentic? Yes, I have. Through Slab City, we've submitted 9 Tom Brady autographs and all 9 have failed authentication.
Wow.
Or how about Buster Posey? Were you actually seen?
Oh, I got Buster Posey when he was with the AAA Fresno Grizzlies. I got him in person and they failed authentication. So stuff fails all the time. It just it's not a roll of the dice, but I mean, it's basically comes down to one man's opinion. So
well, I think that for me, what I've noticed on the auto side is they're not saying no, it's not real. They're saying we don't know that it's real, and therefore we're going to put questionable authenticity. We're not saying no. We're just saying we're not willing to put our stamp of approval, our endorsement that this is an absolutely authentic autograph for that player. So they're going to default to, look, if we're not sure, if we're not 100% sure, we're going to just fail it. But that doesn't mean it's not real. It just means they can't determine. So,
do you get your money back on those?
No.
No, so what it is, Mark, is their service is to see if your item is authentic. So if they fail your item, they still did their service. You're not paying them to pass your item. You're paying them to see if it's real.
Yeah, but I get they should give you a portion of it back because those slabs cost money to put them in and stuff. I guess it's the same thing for baseball cards that come back altered or trimmed or whatever, you still have to pay the money. You just lost your money. Huh?
That's not 100% true, actually. If like I sent in a Jimmy Fox back card that they determined it was in a BGS slab, and they said it was an N4. Like I said, hey, look at it. They said an N4, which is minimum size required. I think N4, whatever that is, minimum size. They actually sent it back without busting it out and gave me a voucher for a slab. So they didn't charge me for it. But I don't know the criteria for that. Maybe Miko does better than I do on the PSA side. Garrett would be an expert on the PSA DNA side. But let's do the drawing. We're getting a lot of really good questions now, which is kind of like, dang it. Where were you guys 50 minutes ago when we're sitting here, having one giant, I better keep this clean. I need to keep it clean.
You do need to keep it clean.
Okay. I'm going to, all right. So here I tried to write down everybody's name as they were saying that you wanted a chance to win the baseball. If I didn't get you, come back next time and we'll give something else away. There's the baseball we're going to be giving away. So I'm going to now do this and this. Can you all see the wheel of names? So is that a yes? No? Can you all see it? All right. I'm going to spin the wheel. Whoever gets it's going to win the baseball.
And then whoever wins,
Curtis Hendricks.
That's awesome. He loves Buster Posey. That's awesome.
hey, just Curtis, make sure that you give one of us for your address, and they'll give it to me. So that's how we'll get it out to you.
Just put if you're not afraid to, just put your email address in the comments and Garrett can write it down real quick.
Is Curtis still in here?
I hope so. I hope he's still in here. So, God, there were so many good questions. Yeah, Brandon's baseball cards. He's a rookie. He's got a good channel. Jason, Mr. Fisher Bike, is not a rookie. He has a great channel. Everybody here has great channels. I mean,
what did you think about JY Sports Card Guy's comment there? They should, or where's it at?
Do you think right here, this one?
Yeah. That's good. That's it.
So do you think your slabs now will still hold their value in 30 years or need new slabs? Do you mean like a new company? Like there'll be another player on the slabbing scene, or the slabs just get so torched or, roached from being around 30 years that you need to just change the slab? Look, PSA is not dumb. They're always innovating their slab design, and it's a total money grab. I think they are improved, but it's when they charge $8 for a 12-cent slab, plastic slab, they're doing all right, and it's enticing to cross over your slabs. Now, if you get them scratched and stuff like that, that's doing it for the aesthetic purpose. But to me, it's a total money grab. What do y'all think?
I agree. Like, I think within the next 30 years, they will probably have come out with, I would say, 4 or 5 like slab upgrades during that time period, maybe more than that. So yeah, I mean, it just depends. Like Mike was saying, like some people, I know me personally, it like drives me bonkers if like I get a slab in and it has like scratches on it, even if it's just on the case. I mean, it just like, I just want to get it re-slabbed just for that. Like that just drives me nuts.
I have noticed the old PSA slabs, like when they first came out. Yeah, those are awesome. They're perfect piece.
Yeah,
the old that slabs when they came out.
So buy these, and then you won't have to worry about your slabs getting all scratched up.
No, I have those. I'm saying when I get them in the mail, they're already scratched.
I was telling everyone else. I know you have, Mandy. I was just trying to give some other people some suggestions on how to protect their slabs.
Miko did a video once to this like wax or something you put on those slabs to buff these scratches out. I don't know if you guys saw that video or not, but that's
yeah, I've seen that. I've heard of people putting like McGuire's car wax on there
Yeah.
I've heard
Toothpaste
people doing that.
grit or but I've noticed the old PSA slabs, especially in like the 80s stuff or whatever, sometimes the old slabs go for less money than the new ones. I've seen that a few times where people would prefer to have the new lighthouse holder with the stuff on it, and they'll pay a little bit more for that slab than they will an older one.
I like that comment right there. He's talking about perfect fit sleeves. Like, why would you do that? And then you buy them and you're like, I get it. I mean, I'm telling you.
Those perfect fit sleeves just
Awesome.
man, they look so good on your slabs. That's for sure.
That is true. Let's see. There was one last comment I want to address, and then we're gonna sign off here. Maiko says here, hey, I want to do a Ginter showcase, which you guys all know his Ginter autograph collection is absolutely legendary. Would it be better to record in a few episodes or just do it all live? What do y'all think?
I personally think it would be cool to see it in a series, not live. That way, like Mike, you could focus on the actual cards or the stories behind the cards, than having to focus on the story and showing off the card and trying to answer the feeds and stuff. Like, I love doing live videos, but I don't do them that often because I can't multitask very well. Maybe that's just a personal problem.
Maybe break it down by year,
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Here's all my 06s, 07s, all the different years. I think that would be awesome. I can't wait to see them, by the way. I absolutely want you to do that. Did Nolan come in here?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He made a good comment there.
And Pepino Man said, don't take the slabs in the bathroom with you when you're taking a hot shower. Yeah. There you go.
That's the problem.
We're sharing our knowledge right now.
I like it. And where's Eric? Where's Eric when we need him, man? I tell you. But all right, guys. Mark, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you, dude. And Garrett, you are so awesome. I really think you're great.
Hey, this was a blast. Anytime you could have me back on here, I'd love to be on here. This was really fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, this was great. Maybe kind of a new format. We'll just do this as much as we can. Hopefully get some different guys in here just to, show you guys just doing something different. So thanks everybody for watching. Really appreciate it. And what do I say, Garrett?
Oh, damn it. You put me on the spot, dude. The first thing that came to mind was Mike O's, have a good one. I don't know, man. I wasn't expecting it to come back to me.
Keep collecting. We'll talk to you guys later. Here we'll do the peace out or whatever Garrett does.
Yeah, toodles.
Toodles. There you go. All right, guys. Go watch some baseball. We'll catch you soon.